Alright guys, so this is part 2 of the power scaling list from a few days ago. Basically, as opposed to part one's list, which is like the list where they intended us to think, this is how it goes down. This is my personal list. Honestly, what I think should be, should be how it goes and whatnot. If anything, you might be able to think it's even more correct than the other one. It could be. Who knows? It's just, uh, like from the main people from fucking Z-Star list, the main six. You had 20 Kobayashi, and then he went from 20 to freaking 13 or 14 for the second half of Kobayashi. Then he went to number 2, so he went from 20 to 14 to 2. And then you got Hunter, who was at 19. Then he went to 11 in his dragon form. Sam from 18 to 10 in his dragon form. Then, you go all the way up, and there's Vegiku at number 9, Virus at number 8, Gokhan at 7, and Super Saiyan 4 Gokhan at number 1. So, oof. So now we're gonna go ahead and start on my personal list. So, number 20 is going to be Kobayashi, the first half of Season 1 version. He's basically the same as the other list. Honestly, because he was the weakest of the bunch. All he did was take a bunch of L's. He didn't get any good wins, aside from sparring and whatnot. But that's especially when the others were saying that they weren't even trying or anything like that. So of course he's at 20. 19 again, Hunter. Yeah, again, he was weak as hell. They didn't even have their Super Saiyan forms until episode 2 and whatnot. 18, Sam again at 18. So basically the list is the same as the first one so far. Got 17, Middle Cooler. I've decided to put Middle Cooler at 17 because I know that it was stated in the series that Bojack was indeed the weakest. But if you think about it, if you watch all the movie villains and whatnot, you will know that Middle Cooler is indeed the weakest of the bunch. Because like I stated before, Omega Shenron is like a Super Saiyan 4 level, well, past a single Super Saiyan 4. That's how strong he is. Janemba, who's stronger than the Fat Majin Buu. He's obviously stronger than a Super Saiyan 3. You have Golden Frieza, who is above Super Saiyan Blue, which is basically a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And the only drawback of Golden Frieza is his stamina problems. But other than that, he's on a God level. There's Broly, who is it depends on how, the power scaling on him is really crazy because he's been in 3 movies. First movie, he was able to destroy the fuck out of 3 Super Saiyans, or no, 4 Super Saiyans actually, and a Super Namekian. However, he was able to get defeated by a single Super Saiyan after he borrowed their energy. And in the second Broly movie, Broly was able to go toe-to-toe against Gohan, who was able to go into his Super Saiyan 2 form. However, though, I can't say that Broly is stronger than Super Saiyan 2 because Gohan obviously hasn't been training at that point. He was already, in getting ready for the Buu saga. So Gohan wasn't, he was already claimed, or Vegeta already stated that Gohan hadn't kept up with his training. So obviously the Gohan from years ago during the fight with Cell, that Gohan in his Super Saiyan 2 form was stronger than Gohan, the current Gohan. So Luna's Broly's he was able to beat a very weak Super Saiyan 2. But, still. Then there's Bojack, who was able to wreck the shit out of Super Vegeta, Super Saiyan Trunks, and, he was able to kind of beat the shit out of Super Saiyan Gohan until Gohan went Super Saiyan 2. That's when he was able to wreck the fuck out of Bojack. And Middle Cooler, who was able to, this isn't the giant Middle Cooler. This is in his not real body. You know what I mean? And that metal cooler was able to get. I mean, granted, that one had durability. That one was really fucking strong. However, he was able to get taken out by 2 Super Saiyans, which was Goku and Vegeta, after a while. So obviously, metal cooler. This version of metal cooler, it will be at the bottom of the list. Broly was almost going to be the weakest, but metal cooler came before Broly. And it was even stated by Toriyama that throughout movies 1 through 12, I believe. Like, we're not 12, because I think 12 was Battle of Gods. I could be wrong, though. All the movies except for Battle of Gods and Resurrection of Frieza, it was stated that each sequel, each follow-up movie is stronger than the last. Or each follow-up villain is stronger than the last villain from that other movie. Say, like 2, the main villain from 2 will be stronger than the main villain from 1, and so on and so forth. You know, that's how it goes. It's like weakest to strongest. 1 has the weakest, 11 or 12 has the strongest. That's what it was stated. So there you go. It's confirmed, you know, that metal cooler is indeed the weakest, because he was the first one out of all of them, those, you know, villains. Except for Omega Shenron, he wasn't a movie villain, he was, you know, in fucking GT. That's non-canon. But anyways, yeah, I decided to add 17 metal cooler. He was weak as fuck. And then 16, I decided to put Bojack. I would have put Broly, but I'm going to put Bojack because, again, with the whole Broly Super Saiyan 2 situation from Broly's Second Coming. So Bojack's going to be at number 16. You know. Moving on, 15, Muffin Button. Muffin Button, he got upgraded because in the other one he was in 17, this one he is in 15. Legend 22 has stated that Muffin Button isn't really strong. He's nothing of that sort. However, I disagree because during the episodes, Muffin Button was able to, like in episode 7, I want to say, Muffin Button was able to show that he can go, like he can fight. And he got the better of, I think it was Sam or Hunter. And even got the better of Legend. Granted, Legend was like already weak as shit, but still, he was able to, you know, pull him down and shit. Even Gokhan stated that Muffin Button used to be stronger than Gokhan. So, you know, no room for error for Muffin Button, even though I hate the bastard. Okay, number 14, Kobayashi, second half. So he's basically the same as the other one, the other list. So I'm not going to go into detail. Number 13, Jirachi. I know Jirachi was at number 6 in the other list, but in this one he's at 13. Why? Because you didn't see much of Jirachi's strength. The only people he fought, now was in episode 4, was Sam, Mud, and Vegiku. He only fought 3 guys. And, you know, Sam and Hunter were already weak as shit. And Vegiku was the only one who was able to fight back at him and you know, whatnot. But that was only because at that point Jirachi was already getting weakened. He was already getting exhausted. Kobayashi was starting to take control. But Jirachi, aside from all that, you know, Jirachi was showing to be unstoppable between the 3. But you can't really say much if 2 out of 3 of those guys are already weak as shit. Like, look how far in the bottom of the list these guys are. Vegiku, however, he's high up in the list. But those 2 aren't. And, you know, Vegiku, he didn't totally defeat Jirachi with ease. But, you know, he did fight back, though, because Jirachi was, like, heavily weakened. He even stated he was. So it's kind of a mixed bag with Jirachi here. Jirachi claimed that he was going to go and kill Janemba. So he's basically confident in his abilities, and he's saying that, oh yeah, I'll be able to take out Janemba and stuff like that. He's inserting the fact that he could be able to fucking kill Janemba. But we don't know about that because that never happened. Again, though, Jiraiya's energy was enough to make Kobayashi go high as fuck into the list. He went from fucking number 14 to, I'm not going to say the number just yet, but he went high as shit. So, you know, Jiraiya's energy is, you know, obviously strong. You know, Jiraiya's obviously strong, but we didn't get to see much of his abilities. We didn't see what else he can do aside from episode 3. Or, excuse me, 4. So we're only going with what happened in 4. We're not going with his, like, potential and stuff like that. So that's why he's at the bottom of the list so far. Well, he's not at the bottom, he's in the middle, but still. Number 12, Virus. Virus is stronger than Jirachi. Again, with Virus, he claimed to be one of the strongest in the group. Like I believe the 3rd strongest. No, the 2nd strongest. He was either the 1st or 2nd. But Virus, even though he claimed that, like, half the time he said that he wasn't even going full power. It was kind of the only reason why I put him at the bottom was because even though he didn't make any mistakes throughout season 1, or he did make a mistake, yeah, and that was up against Metal Cooler. I mean, not only that, like, okay, it's one thing to go up against Metal Cooler, it's fine, but you took 3 episodes to kill him. You took 3 against Metal Cooler, who probably would get destroyed, or not probably, but he would indeed get destroyed by Super Saiyan 3, Goku, and whatnot. Maybe even a Super Saiyan 2 would kind of take him down much quicker. However, you, Virus, you have Super Saiyan 3 and 2. And you fucking, you even took the L in episode 7. So, and that's, he's the personal weakest one in my list. So, Virus, you got lucky, man. You're not the weakest of the Z-Star group, but, I honestly think you should have been handled much better. But it didn't happen. Oof. So yeah, you're at number 12, buddy. Number 11 got Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. He got upgraded from 15 on the other list to 11. So good on him. The only reason why he's at 11 is because, yeah, even though he's weak as shit, he still has potential. Like, by that I mean, not just like, oh, I'm just guessing here. No, he was stated to have energy that, like, is never ending. Like power, like never ending power. It's going to continue to rise gradually and gradually. Like, even though he could, like, even though he powers up very, very slowly, he could be able to, like, become God level and whatnot. But it would take a very long fucking time. But the guy has never-ending power levels. It'll keep on rising and rising. That's the thing about Broly. He's a fucking monstrosity. Like, fucking look at him, bruh. He took, like, 30 fucking steroids in one fucking go. But yeah, Broly's at number 11. He should have raped the fuck out of Sam, but he didn't. Had he ever beaten Sam, he would have been higher in this fucking list, I'll tell you what. But that didn't happen. Sam only won because of, his power-up, which I'm going to get to in a little while. Number 10, Hunter, in his dragon form. So Hunter, he went from fucking 19 to, number 10. It's very good. And it was only because of one transformation. One. Hunter, he was obviously like the second weakest. Though he had potential. He was able to go to Super Saiyan 3 in one episode. And then from then on, he didn't get much shine. But when he started to fight Bojack, Hunter was obviously getting fucking dominated. But Hunter was trying to fight back and shit. Finally, Bojack was able to set him off, and Hunter was able to achieve dragon form, because he's a dragon holder. And, Hunter was able to beat Bojack, so that's why Hunter's at number 10. We don't know the full extent of his abilities just yet. Otherwise, he probably would have been higher. Who knows? But since not much wasn't shown, and he only was able to beat Bojack, he's at number 10. So he's in the top 10. Number 9, Sam in his dragon form. The same can be said for Sam. His fucking appearance looks terrible. He was still able to beat Broly with ease with a Dragon Fist, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, number 9, Sam. You got number 8, Golden Frieza. He went from 13 to the list to 8. The only reason why he's high above is, like I said, his fucking power. But legend said that fucking Vegeta's bitch ass was able to make Golden Frieza for like, man, Fook, man. Let me let him take myself out, or take me out because Fook. Vegeta's a little shit. And then Golden Frieza was like, alright, I'll be willing to take the L. And that's what happened. So honestly, if had I known about that, because I barely knew about this yesterday, Vegeta would have been fucking under a lot of people in this fucking list. But he's not. So right now he's at number 7, which is 1 above Golden Frieza. 1. So when I make a season 2, what I think list, it's going to be a lot better than this, hopefully, because season 2 isn't finished just yet. It's 4 episodes in. But anyways, Vegeta is indeed at number 7. So, it's kind of difficult, though, between Vegeta and Virus. I mean, we don't know who's stronger at this point. I mean, Virus was claiming that he was fucking, he hardly ever went full strength. But at the same time, bro, you took 3 episodes to take down Metal Cooler. Same thing could be said for Vegeta, but again, he was fighting against Golden Frieza. So it's very hard. It's very hard to switch these two up, Vegeta and Virus. Maybe Virus was talking shit the whole time. He was actually lying. Maybe not. Who the hell knows? We can't tell because of the power levels. But anyways, moving on to number 6. You got Gokhan. He was at number 7 in the other list. He's at number 6 in this list. Gokhan, he was obviously stated to be like this, or not stated, but you can tell based on how the episode was progressing. The episodes, Gokhan was at number 6. He was like one of, if not the strongest in the Z Star Academy. In almost every fight that he was in, the dude won. Everyone else got fucking destroyed. So yeah, I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, obviously, yeah, I was like a big fan of Gokhan in season 1, but I'm not dick riding here. I'm just going by what I've seen in the episodes and whatnot. And name one fight that you saw Gokhan lose in season 1. I'll be waiting. No? I guess not. Okay, well there you go. Gokhan, he pretty much beat everyone's ass that he fought in season 1. He did have some trouble with Omega Shenron in episodes 8 and 9, but once he achieved Super Saiyan 4, everything changed and whatnot, but I'll get to that. So yeah, Gokhan is at number 6. Number 5, Calvin. I wasn't too sure whether or not I should put Calvin high in the list or low in the list because we don't know much of his abilities. But however, he was able to beat Vegeta. I think Vegeta was in the Super Saiyan 3 form. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Calvin was able to beat Vegeta in his Super Saiyan form. Super Saiyan 1, Calvin was able to beat Vegeta. And Vegeta's like, he's pretty strong, I guess. I mean, he's not that strong, but he's strong. So Calvin was able to beat him, and Calvin was very, confident in his abilities and whatnot, and he thinks he could beat Kobayashi. I mean, even though Kobayashi, he's not too strong to begin with, but still. So it was very hard to put Calvin at number 5. But yeah, we'll see in season 2 whether or not he's going to be staying in the same spot or going low. We don't know. Number 4, Janemba. This was very hard again. Janemba was like I said, I already stated he was like Super Saiyan 3 level and whatnot. But the guy, he was able to like kick Kobayashi's ass. It was until Kobayashi got his little upgrade that he actually started to, lose and shit like that. And even though I don't think he was the leader of the group, apparently Omega Shenron was, Janemba wasn't the strongest one, even though he was like the last one of the group to be alive. He was the last one to die by Kobayashi. So Janemba's at number 4. Kobayashi is at number 3. With his Jirachi energy, of course. If it wasn't for that, Kobayashi would not be here at number 3. He wouldn't be in the top fucking 10. But he is because of the Jirachi upgrade. So he's at number 3. You already knew that. He was at number 2 in the other one, but he's at number 3 in this one. The only reason I'm saying number 3 is, even though he absolutely destroyed Janemba with ease. His abilities are unknown. We don't know what else he can do. We don't know the full extent. Even though Kobayashi was like thinking he could beat anybody and shit like that, we don't know if he was actually knowing what he was doing. Like if he was in full control and whatnot. He was stabilized. All that stuff. We don't know. Because same thing he said with the dragon forms, even though they had achieved the form, it's like an unmastered Super Saiyan. You know how Goku was like stronger in his controlled Super Saiyan form as opposed to when he first transformed against Frieza? It's like that. They're uncontrolled forms. So I'm going to put Kobayashi at number 3. He has the potential to be at number 1, but not now because he just barely attained the Jirachi energy form in episode 10. Then there's Omega Shenron at number 2. He was apparently the leader of the group. If not, Janemba was. Legend, correct me if I'm wrong. And Omega Shenron was like on Super Saiyan 4 level, obviously. And Super Saiyan 4 is known to be, stronger than Super Saiyan 3, even though it's non-canon. So it's very hard to talk about non-canon characters and their power levels. But yeah, Omega Shenron is at number 2. Number 1, Super Saiyan 4 Gokhan. Only with Super Saiyan 4. We don't know which is stronger between a Super Saiyan 4 Gokhan and Kobayashi and his Jirachi energy. Controlled, mind you. I'm not going to talk about the uncontrolled. If those two were to go at it, hopefully they do. They probably won't. They're not. But if season 2 were to happen, they're in it. I would love to see them duke it out and see who would really be the strongest. But as far as that goes, Gokhan's at Super Saiyan 4. Catch you guys in the next one. Later.